Right, so welcome back. Now time for us to give you what is trending in our newspapers this morning. I am still here with Yaria. So our very first paper is the front page of the Daily Graphic. Now 2025 Africa Prosperity Dialogues open today. Moving away from that, from the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, he says that free SHS benefits 3.9 million, not 5.1 million. Story on page 13. Now, debt restructuring, Ghana gains 2.8 billion US dollars from the finance minister, Dr. Kisel Atuforsen. Moving away from that, still on page 13, Roads Ministry audits debt owed contractors. Moving away from that as well, Minister of Works designates outlines plans to develop sectors. Stories can be found on pages 16 and 17 on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
Let's now take the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Here it can be seen that Angela lists assets role in BCM leadership. The story can be seen on page 14. President returns home from 3-nation visits, page 13 of the Ghanaian Times. Also, Ghana official creditors committee seal pact. This story can be seen on page 12, and this is according to Dr. Casey Olato, forcing the finance minister, and it continues to say enjoys $2.8 billion debt relief. All right, so on page 4, it is a story that has been trending since yesterday, and it says Baka Vomawo renders unreserved apology to appointments committee. So that is what can be seen on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
Yeah, let's talk about Baka. Why say something you have not seen and you were so confident?
You see, there is this thing we call hearsay.
Yes.
You hear people saying things, and so you feel confident that, oh, what these people are saying is true.
But
then you also jump onto it, and then no, he's a socialist. His presence is very strong on social media.
Exactly.
These are the people who speak, and then people tend to believe them. Maybe he has a source, and mind you, it's not always that you have to disclose your source. Sometimes you have to keep it. I'm not saying whatever he's saying or whatever he has claimed is true.
Other alternatives.
Yes. This could be a reason why he may not want to,
disclose his source.
Or he may not want to accept the fact that what I've said is true and this is the evidence I have and all that. It's better to refrain and, be working.
And wait for more.
Exactly. Than to disclose now and then
everybody knows about it.
You see.
So when people see you coming, they start hiding from what they are doing.
So with this, I think it will put those there on their feet. If indeed this is what they are doing, it will keep them on their feet that, hey, look, it seems somebody is watching us. Because we've been able to get away with this one. We bought him. I don't know whatever they would have done to him. I don't know. But it's why it was wise of him to have apologized. He brought a lawyer yesterday to speak on his behalf. And you know your man now, what's his name? Afenyo Markins did not allow. He came in late too. He came to sit down and then he said, I was following before coming here. He came. He wouldn't rest. Yeah. Even if the chairman speaks, he said it's not final. He wants to speak again. Yeah. On social media, everybody was saying the chairman is too weak and all that because he was not too strong on the matter. But at the end of the day, the only purpose for they coming or they reporting or, honoring the invite is to come and apologize.
I see.
That's what the council said. We are here to render an apology. But you know what they said? I think it was 2 posts. The initial one, he owned ownership. Like he said he was the one who posted it. The second one, he said he had no idea. And I'm asking myself, and that was the same question they kept asking. If the second one, it wasn't you, then who will put something on your page? Like it was mind-boggling. I was confused. So they wanted to find out from him. So they said instead of the council, speaking for him, he should answer himself. But I don't know. People were saying, no, that's not why he's here. And like, oh, Lord, at the end of the day, he just had to apologize and then that was it. And even in the apology,
for defamation.
Even in the apology,
yes,
he was, he was, supporting whatever he has done with examples, trying to come out strong before apologizing. And the chairman was like, hey, gentlemen, are you here to apologize or you are here to support whatever you said? he got to a point and said, go ahead and apologize. And then he stopped and then he apologized. It was, I mean, I don't think they should have wasted much time on that matter, actually. They did, but maybe it will serve as, I mean, a deterrent to others who go about posting things on social media. You are not sure, and then you just go and post it also. Even if you hear it, I think it will go a long way to, you know, warning others, because they just go post things on social media without, you know, knowing much information about the thing.
That guy, I think, is a tough seed. You know, that guy went to pull out
somebody's key from the police van.
I think he's a tough guy.
And they are saying he only wants attention. He's craving for attention.
As he.
That's what they are saying, and I think he has gotten attention that he's looking for. People are saying he shouldn't have been, you know, giving the attention at all, but he ended up getting the attention because the issue that he raised was a very, you know, important issue. Yeah.
Okay, now let's move away from Baka from our wall to our next paper, which is the front page of the Daybreak. From Kofi Bua, he says, I have so much respect for ex-president Akufo-Addo. Now, minority calls for sanctions against MFA Hardcastle. Now, activists demand arrest of Nana Kojo Eje. Moving away from that, Sahel jihadis find refuge and supplies in Ghana comment. Sack Kokonsa National Security Capo. Moving away from that as well, Ghana secures final MOU with official creditors, saves $2.86 billion in debt relief service. Away from the Daybreak. Yes, please.
This minority calls for sanctions against MFA Hardcastle issue. I don't know if you chanced on the video. I think you should see that video where she was speaking against, I mean, one member of parliament, a man, a minority.
I saw the video yesterday. Called him silly.
Yeah.
So it was trending all over yesterday.
Hey, like there are the reasons why, you know, people talk against women that if they get position.
Power,
yesterday I was walking in town. Someone was watching the video and said, "You see why we don't give you pole positions?" Like I was so embarrassed.
Yes, a lot more people were commenting on it. Some were calling her arrogant.
So even if it's I don't think her own people are supporting her.
No, but she literally insulted the man.
Hey, how can you insult a man
to her,
in public?
Spoke to him like he's a child.
In public.
Was I talking to you? Did I mention your name?
These are arrogant people, you know.
Yes.
As a woman, you shouldn't be arrogant too. No matter where you get in life, you have to learn to be humble. Anyway, let's move away from the Daybreak and move on to the Chronicle. Now, on the front page of the Chronicle, military alone can't fight Galamsey. According to Mani Buama, as he bluntly tells Parliament, says military alone can't fight Galamsey. Story can be seen on page 3. Also, Parliament endorses Mohammed's ministers. Parliament endorses Mohammed's ministers. I think they are almost true. With the veteran forces. So Angela lists assets, rightful ownership and leadership of BCM, and also Alwyn Chiefs MP clash over Galamsey. Alwyn Chiefs MP clash over Galamsey. This is all we can see on the front page of the Chronicle.
All right, so now to the Business and Financial Times newspaper. We have, let me broaden it a bit. So, integration of 24. Have you heard of the 24-hour economy again?
See, I think last time this guy, Bright, is it Bright? He was here. We're speaking about the, you know, we're even talking about policies or something of that sort. And he was saying that, look, if the current government is able to stabilize the economy, people would applaud him. People would be happy, because it seems like people were suffering and they were looking for somebody to come and rescue them.
Exactly.
So if he doesn't focus so much on the, you know, there is work, Fafa.
Yeah.
There is work.
Okay.
If they leave the work and focus on their policies, do you think we'll develop? I don't think I sided with what he said at that time, because if they are to focus on their policies, okay, this is what we promised. So let's come and deliver, and then abandon all what the MPP was doing or started. I don't think we'll move forward. They have to continue from where they stop, solve what they have to solve, cancel what they have to cancel before bringing in their own. So at the end of the day, I'm sure you can even, you know, clock the entire 4 years without introducing. But I don't know how they are going to make it work.
Because I have not heard anything about it again.
It's because
I had to pause and ask you.
It's because I think they've realized that there's work before their work will actually, you know, come to play.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's it. Integration of 24-hour economy, 1D, 1F policies holds promise for stock markets. Now, moving away from that, a strategic leap, embracing breaks for economic transformation. Story can be seen on page 13. Now, to the economy, curb judgment debt. Analyst urges government as fiscal discipline efforts intensify. Story on page 2. We move to appointment. Professor Alabi appointed GCB Bank Board Chairman. Story on page 2. Now, budget 2025. IEA wants CAPEX at 10% of GDP in medium term. Says sub 4% allocation to growth. Now, story on page 3. So on page 3, government engages 60 banks to finalize 7% of debt restructuring.
okay, let's move away from the business and financial times and move on to the new crusading guys. New crusading guide, I beg your pardon. So Bakavoma War apologizes to appointments committee over bribery claims. CWAA petitions IGP to arrest, investigate, and prosecute Nana Kojo Ajayi. Also, Ambassador Aku Alomatu Oseyajiman, elected chair of IAEA Board of Governors, and also minority demands severe sanctions against MFA Hardcastle. Ghana secures $2.8 billion debt relief after signing MOU with official creditor committee. And finally, GIPC welcomes new CEO Dr. Bernice McCaffrey Brimpon. Story can be seen on page 10, and this is what the new crusading guide has for us.
Okay, let's now move on to our next paper, which is the front page of the Supreme newspaper. Now, Ato Forcing makes first move as Ghana secures 2.8 billion US dollars in debt relief under G20 common framework. Moving away from that to page 3, Ken Ejay proposes innovative solutions to Ghana's housing challenges. Moving on, NDC Spain branch congratulates Alex Segbefia on appointment as Chief of Staff to the Vice President. Story on page 4. Now, GIPC welcomes new CEO Dr. Bernice McCaffrey Brimpon. Story on page 4. And lastly, new NPA boss pledges to take the authority to the next level.
Manibuama explains why Mahama has not changed Jubilee House to Flagstaff House. Interesting. Focus on Ghana's new acting GRA Commissioner, General Tony Sapon. Story can be seen on page 2. Also, 2024, why MPP suffered such a humiliating defeat. Why MPP suffered such a humiliating defeat. So this is all that the dispatch also has. Going over the first one, Manibuama explains why Mahama has not changed Jubilee House to Flagstaff House. Safa, you may be interested in this story. Because they always changes, like every government that comes
yes.
changes it.
But it was Flagstaff House since, right? And it was changed to Jubilee House. So are people expecting it to also change? So that building there should have numerous names when government comes in power. I mean,
but you know, I think it was Flagstaff House.
Yes.
When is it in Kumanda built it? I think so. It was Flagstaff House initially.
Yes.
Because I think they use that place as a landmark, and whenever you get there, you say you're at Flagstaff House.
Exactly.
You don't say Jubilee House. But I think when when the place was renovated,
yes,
Kufuor decided to change it to Jubilee House. So since then, I think after Kufuor's reign, it hasn't stayed. After his reign, I think the NDC came again and they changed it to Flagstaff House.
See, they should just settle.
So when Akufo-Addo came,
yes,
he came to change it again to Jubilee House. So people are expecting Mahama to also change it to Flagstaff. What kind of?
Please, we have pressing issues to tackle. Now to the front page of the Business Analyst, we have Bank of Ghana revises single-digit inflation target to 2026 second quarter. Story on page 5. Now, government to borrow 6.53 billion Ghana cedis tomorrow to refinance maturing treasury bills and other expenditures. Story on page 3. Moving on, Ghana earns 517 million US dollars in crude oil revenue in second half of 2024. Story on page 5. We move to page 3, where Oliver Baka-Vomawo apologizes to appointment committee.
Okay, let's move away from the business analyst and move on to the overseer. On the front page of the overseer, Ghana secures $2.8 billion debt relief as official creditors sign MOU. Story can be seen on page 4. Also, new GRA boss is trailblazer in taxation and public sector reforms. African Prosperity Dialogue starts today. And also, Alex Kweku Asafo Ejay appointed acting registrar of Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. So this is what we can see on the front page of the overseer. Okay, no, let me move on. I don't think that's all.
All right.
Indigenous freight forwarders at Tema Port call for reforms in shipping sector. Also, I apologize. Baka-Vomawo tells appointments committee after bribery claims.
Now we move straight to the front page of the National Enquirer. NDC USA chapter congratulates Dr. Mary Ewusi. Now, unauthorized transfers pack probe at BCM International. Ghanaian soldiers applaud Omane Boama for pledging to improve peacekeeping allowances. Story on pages 2, 3, and 4. Now, Federation of Associations of Ghana Exporters representation on Exim Bank Board critical for 24 economy policy. Let's move away from that.
Away to press reporter. So let's start off with Equipim Leap Implementation Committee reassesses initiative. Story to be seen on page 4. FIFA team in Ghana for 3-day seminar of financial governance in football. Story can be seen on page 5. FIFA team in Ghana for 3-day seminar of financial governance in football. Okay. Also, Ghana Navy gets full mission breach Let me take it again. Ghana Navy gets full mission breach simulator center at NAFTRAC. Story can be seen on page 2. And also, Noni Hub trains 20 PWD women entrepreneurs. Story can be seen on page 4. Also, Stradrum Municipal Hospital gets 10-seater washroom facility. Story can be seen on page 3 of the press reporter.
Now to the front page of the Daily Post. Roads improvement to be prioritized this year. That's coming from the Highways Minister. To pages 6 and 7, President Mahama and 29 other heads of state pledged to expand electricity access. Now, ambulance case, Attorney General discontinuous case against Atoforsen and Richard Jakpa. Well,
anyway, moving on to the Metro Lens and our final newspaper for that matter. Terror-free Ghana, our priority. Terror-free Ghana, our priority, according to Omane Boama, or Dr. Omane Boama, Minister of Defense designate. 235 men's gold members dead. 235 men's gold members dead. Customers urge President Mahama for bailout amidst ongoing trials. And also, Alhaji Sanu C. Mohammed set to lead Achim Ebuakwa South as new MCE. Story can be seen on page 4. And $2.8 billion debt relief for Ghana as official creditors sign MOU. So this is all we can see on the front page of the Metro Lens.
Great, and that is how we draw the curtains this morning. We are glad you stayed with us. Let's now take a quick breather. Up next, we bring you some health tidbits. Please stay.